Good morning, everyone. Today is the 6th of October, 2023, Friday morning. TGIF. That's what they used to always say, TGIF. Well, anyway, we're ready for the 20th chapter of Luke this morning. 20th chapter of Luke. One of the key verses in this chapter is the 17th verse. Christ speaking, and he beheld them and said, "What is this then that is written? The stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner." Of course, he was speaking of himself. He was on this rock will I build my church, not the Catholic Pope. And it came to pass that on one of those days, as he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel, the chief priests and scribes came upon him with the elders, and spake unto him, saying, "Tell us, by what authority doest thou these things? Doest thou these things? Or who is he that gave thee this authority?" And he answered and said, "I will ask you one thing, and answer me. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men?" And they reasoned with themselves, saying, "If we shall say from heaven, he will say, Why then believed ye him not? And if we say of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet." And they answered that they could not tell whence it was. And Jesus said unto them, "Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things." Then began he to speak to the people this parable. A certain man planted a vineyard, and led it forth to a husbandman, and went into a far country for a long time. And at the season he sent a servant to the husbandman, that they should give him of the fruit of the vineyard. But the husbandman beat him, and sent him away empty. And again he sent another servant, and they beat him also, beat him shamefully, and sent him away empty. Again he sent a third, and they wounded him also, and cast him out. Then said the Lord of the vineyard, "What shall I do? I will send my beloved son. It may be that they will reverence him when they see him." But when the husbandmen saw him, they reasoned among themselves, saying, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, that the inheritance may be ours." So they cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. What therefore shall the Lord of the vineyard do unto them? He shall come and destroy these husbandmen, and shall give the vineyard to others. And when they heard it, they said, "God forbid." And he beheld him and said, "What is this then that is written? The stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner. Whosoever shall fall upon that stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder." And the chief priests and scribes the same hour sought to lay hands on him, and they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. And they watched him, and sent forth spies which should feign themselves just men, that they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him unto the power and authority of the governor. And they asked him, saying, "Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly, neither acceptest thou the person of any, but teachest the way of God truly. Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar or no?" But he perceived their craftiness, and said to them, "Why tempt me? Show me a penny. Whose image and subscription hath it?" They answered and said, "Caesar's." And he said to them, "Render therefore unto Caesar's the things which be Caesar's, and unto God the things which be God's." And they could not take hold of his words before the people, and they marveled at his answer, and held their peace. Then came to him certain of the Sadducees, which deny that there is any resurrection, and they asked him, saying, "Master, Moses wrote unto us, if any man's brother die having a wife, and he die without children, that his brother should take his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. There were therefore 7 brethren, and they took a wife and died without children. Then the second took her wife, and he died childless. The third took her, and in the manner of the 7 also, and they left no children and died. Last of all the woman died also. Therefore in the resurrection, whose wife of them is she? For 7 had her to wife. And Jesus answered and said unto them, The children of this world marry and are given in marriage, but they which be accounted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection for the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. Neither can they die any more, for they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of God, being the children of the resurrection. Now that dead are raised, even Moses showed at the bush, when he called the Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. For he is not the God of the dead, but of the living, for all live unto him. Then certain of the scribes answering said, Master, thou hast well said. And after that they durst not ask him any question at all. And he said to them, How say then that Christ is David's son? And David himself saith in the book of Psalms, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. David therefore called them Lord. How is it then? Is he then his son? Then in the audience of all people he said unto his disciples, Beware the scribes which desire to walk in long robes, and love greetings in the markets, and the highest seats in the synagogues, and the chief rooms at the feast, which devour widows' houses, and for a show maketh long prayers, and shall receive greater damnation. Well, we have here the clear distinction between those who are God's children and those who are not. Those who are not God's children come against God himself and his Son, Jesus Christ. We see the same thing happening today. Those will not only come against Christ, they will come against his word. They will try to justify themselves. They will try to seek their own way through their own will worship. And we see that Christ is the only one that has all authority in heaven and earth. And we see they tried to catch Christ in his words, but he came right back at them, didn't he? And they knew that he was speaking against them, especially when he talked about the vineyard and how that they were seeking their own power, you know. But he told them, the stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner. And they did fall upon that stone. They did kill Christ by the determinate power of God, determinate counsel of God. They by wicked hands slew him, but it was still the determinate counsel of God. Okay, and it says they sought to lay hands on him, but you know, they tried to catch him in his own words, and even brought up the fact of the government and if they should pay taxes or not, you know. And he said, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which be Caesar's, and to God the things which be God's. The Sadducees denied that there was a resurrection, and then they brought up all this account of these seven brethren that took the same wife. The Mormons today try to purport that there's celestial marriage. There's no such thing as celestial marriage, and Christ proves it right here by saying that they neither marry or are given in marriage in heaven. They are as the angels. So that should dispel any thought about celestial marriage, right? And he says all live unto him, all live unto Christ that are his. And so anyway, this scripture that we're covering this morning in the 20th chapter of Luke is about the authority of Jesus Christ and the fact that he is and was and always will be the Son of God, the eternal Son of God, who has all authority in heaven and earth. He created heaven and earth. He is the Alpha, he is the Omega, he is the beginning, he is the end. He is the stone that the builder rejected. He is the rock. He is our hope. He is our only hope. He is our salvation, our redemption. And apart from Christ, we can do nothing. May the good Lord be with you today is my prayer. God bless.